the WWF, WWE, whatever the hell they call themselves. Why in the hell did they let me go?
Hey guys, we soon gonna talk about R-Truth and Carlito no longer being with WWE due to contracts being up. We gonna talk about this whole scenario here at Toss Ring Scandal, aka KDH.
I'm tired of being humble. I'm tired of letting people think they got a chance. The tribal chief is head and shoulders above everybody.
Hey guys, we're here at the locker room. We're here to talk about R-Truth and Carlito out of WWE. Prove things have changed. You guys get the lights as we come into the locker room. We about to air some dirty laundry. Now, R-Truth, who's, he had a couple stints with WWE, but his most recent stint, he's been with WWE since 2008, and he announced on his social media account that he has been released or gone from WWE due to WWE deciding not to renew his contract. So a lot of people are not happy about that. Obviously, we saw, R-Truth is very well liked in the locker room, very well respected by his peers over the years. As he said, I'm here to inform you, this is a social media tweet. He said he want to thank WWE for the ride and everything that's done, but, thanks for love, support. But this is end of an era with R-Truth. Definitely end of an era. He's definitely done his thing, and we know his peers, we're going to comment on there. Like The Miz, he comment on here. He recently just had a tag team championship run with R-Truth when they won the tag team championships back at WrestleMania 40. He said, one of his best moments of his career was with R-Truth. You guys see the tweet there. Then he's not the only one to comment. We also had a comment from Carmelo Hayes. He's thanking R-Truth, to sum up what he said. Thank you for the support. Thank you for giving him advice and, leading him in the right direction. Basically paving the way for wrestlers like himself, Carmelo Hayes, and others today. Then we also had Jade Cargill and Naomi still going at it. She said, I hate this so much. He said, not as much as I hate you. So the rivalry between Naomi and Jade is still continuing on, and they're doing it through the tweet, through R-Truth no longer being with WWE. Just funny. I'm talking about Naomi and Jade. Not funny that R-Truth is gone, but, we had others as well, others showing respect. Then we also had Carlito here. He says contract's up 2 weeks. It will not be renewed. WWE's demanded he paid him. He's joking, saying he paid him money back for the company. But other than that, he's saying thank you. He's been WWE. First time he's been back in 13 years. We saw Carlito, he first came back at Backlash 2023. So R-Truth, back to him. He's been around, like I said. He's been around. Like, he was around with K-Quick character back in the late 90s, 2000. He was released. He went to TNA, had his run there, became NWA World Champion. Then he came back later on in 08. You can tell by the hairstyles, that's how long he's been there, everything. The man aged well, took care of himself well. He only had that one minor injury that he just came back from back in 2022. But other than that, R-Truth, great run. I know recently when he came back from injury, he came back with Survivor Series 2023. I went to that show, actually, so we saw when he first came back. Same night Randy Orton came back. R-Truth was involved in he had a lot of screen time. I mean, we first saw him get a lot of screen time alongside Judgment Day, where he was teaming with The Miz. Then shortly after him and The Miz broke up as a tag team, he also had screen time with other talents. You saw him later on, most recently with John Cena, with the match they had Saturday Night's Main Event. So WWE, I will say, even though he's gone, they did a lot for him. He had screen time. He even had the tag team belts that I just mentioned he won with The Miz. Also, they won at WrestleMania, and they were the first holders of the brand new tag team design that Miz and R-Truth held Awesome Truth on Monday Night Raw when they unveiled them, when we saw Adam Pearce and Triple H there. So WWE did a lot, but I know R-Truth, he mentioned his whole run with the interview with Chris Van Fleet.
You found something, and you put everything you had into it. Your life could have gone a completely different way, and look how it turned out. So where does it go from there? Road Dogg sees something and you go to the main roster. Where does it go from there?
Road Dogg gets released. Soon after, I get released. And now, y'all, I'm coming off this trip now. I went from here to boom to there. I'm on, like, coming out, I still remember the Get Rowdy. We went to the studio to do that, wrote the song in the studio. Like, this was like my big, people don't make it from where I'm from, like, to television, to like, my mom and everybody could see me on TV, to like, I got that phone call, and it was like I got released. That was I know what it feels like to get fired. Like, it was, oh, I didn't think I was going to. But it's like, and funny thing about it, my oldest son, who's 33, he was at the house when I got called by Terry Taylor to come to WWE to meet Vince to sign a contract. And that same joker was there when they called me and fired me. I said, I don't know if you good luck or bad luck, man. You like, but anyway, I got that call and I got fired, and I was like, whoa, what do I do? What? I was in the state of like not knowing how do I go from this right here to, and then I just started getting like, my attachment to people is because there's power in people. Like we all so powerful together, and like we relate to each other so much we don't even know. I didn't know what to do. I started getting phone calls and texts from people that was telling me, no, we're gonna get you booked here, you get booked there. There's a life outside and after, blah, blah, blah. So you have to like learn and find yourself again and go out there and face the life again, you know what I'm saying? So I moved on with that. I got a phone call from Jeff Jarrett's dad. And he told me, this is like maybe, I think I was free agent for like maybe a year, 2 years, and they was gonna start up, I think it was Jeff, his dad, Toby Keith, Hermie Sadler. There's a couple of guys who's gonna start TNA up. And he's like, we're gonna start this company up. And the first show was like big. The first show was big. And I was a bad guy. And I think a week later, he called me and said, hey, can you drive to Nashville? I got a surprise for you. And I'm like, a surprise? Like, what kind of surprise you got? Okay, cool. Nashville. And I won't ever forget, Jerry Jarrett sat me down in the Municipal Auditorium in Nashville, Tennessee, and he explained to me the history of wrestling, professional wrestling, the deep side of it, for people, for African-American people, Black Americans in the business, and how prestigious this would be. And he told me, we want you to be our first Black American champion because of your charisma, your talent, and you have a story to tell.
Wow.
And that was, shit, y'all. It was, again, coming from here to coming into professional wrestling to where I was accepted. Like, I fell in love with it. That's when I bit down. I'm talking about, they had to tell me, Rick Michael, I was working for Bill Behrens in NWA Wildside. Hadn't even been on TV yet. And the people was telling me, oh man, you could be on TV, you could be on. I was so happy I was doing something that was different than what I was doing. They didn't have to pay me nothing. I was being paid by just that feel of like, I'm accepted by these people in here. I could entertain, I could like, you know what I'm saying? So, but it's just, wrestling just, with what, all of that goes into the moment I felt when Jerry Jarrett told me what they wanted to do and when they did what they did. So it just, I don't know, it lifted me in so many different ways, man.
Is that one of the greatest moments of your career?
It's one.
All right, that was R-Truth with Chris Van Fleet. He talked about his first release from WWE back in, I want to say, 2001, 2002-ish. You know, when he went to TNA for a while. And he said, you know, it's crazy. You know, he appreciate what WWE's done for him, all the work and everything. But we know R-Truth, you know, he stayed working. You know, he raps and stuff. I think he owns his music. And I don't know if he owns the name R-Truth. I'm not sure about that. But I will say R-Truth, he had a hell of a run. And I know people are upset about everything, you know, him being gone. I mean, people are going crazy on social media talking about TKO and Nick Khan and Triple H suck and all this other stuff. But we got to understand, too, this is business at the end of the day, guys. I mean, it's business. That's what they have to do. Some people are going to be cut that we like. Some people are going to be cut that we don't like. And it could be through a budget cut or just sign not to renew their contract. I know Carlito spoke with Chris Van Fleet as well.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, because people had asked for it for years. I remember every year during the Rumble, it was, oh, Carlito's coming back this year, he's coming. And it never happened. I think who called me? Somebody from WWE called me. And they just asked me if you want to be. I was like, yeah, it's cool. I think, because Bad Bunny, I think, was on that show, right? Was he doing it? Wasn't he?
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Did he tag with
Miz and Morrison?
I think so. No, wasn't that? Oh, okay. Yes, it's somewhat, I guess. Yeah. So I think he's always been like a big fan of mine. So I think he kind of like championed for me to be at the Royal Rumble and then to be at the return at Backlash.
So were you signed in 2021 when you came back?
I was not signed.
Oh.
It was like a one-off. I did a one-off and then went back to doing my thing. I think I did the Raw. Yeah, I did the Raw after that. I did that. I did the Raw after that. Yeah.
Then how did that turn into you're back now 4 years later?
I guess the heat that I had is gone. I don't know. They're not mad at me anymore, I guess. I don't know.
No, what are you talking about?
Yeah, no, I don't know. Well, I think it's just the lines of communication opened up, I guess, after Backlash, and then we started talking back and forth, and then kind of went from there.
And then crowds came back not that long after that. Was there a moment where you're like, okay, it actually feels like I'm back now?
Well, I think when I came back, there was already crowds.
Well, when you came back at the Royal Rumble, there were no crowds.
There was no crowd, yeah. Which was weird. But through the internet and stuff, you could see and kind of feel what was going on. And then the Raw too was the same thing. Was no crowd. And then I didn't come back till 23.
And then the crowds were there then.
Yeah, so that's kind of was my first experience back with the crowd.
And was it like, all right, like I missed this?
Yeah, that's when you kind of start to feel like, man, this is pretty cool. I wish I could do this again.
I love how you just throw cool into conversations.
Well, I have to get it in
like
somewhere.
It's not your catchphrase.
I have to get it in there somewhere.
Like it's totally not your catchphrase here. How did Carlito's Cabana come about?
Now, this is what people been saying on social media. R-Truth been released. TKO count your days. What's Triple H doing? FWWE. I mean, all these comments, guys, this is the part of the business. Like I said, R-Truth's a veteran. He had his time. He did what he had to do. Now, he may not win no world championships in WWE, but he definitely had a lot of great moments in his career with WWE. So, all these comments, you guys getting your feelings. I mean, is this really called for? Is it really necessary to do that? Really?
Is that necessary?
Now, everybody is upset, like I said, that R-Truth is gone and Carlito is gone. I'm not going to have the most popular opinion, but my decision is, as far as R-Truth being released, I think it was a good move and a good call by WWE. And I'm saying that not because I'm glad to see R-Truth gone, because WWE has changed, they evolve. WWE's not owned by the McMahons anymore, not by Vince McMahon. It's owned by TKO and Endeavor, which is a media image group, if you guys look that up. They're all about image. They're all about, doing what's best for business. The same company that owns UFC. They're steering away, if you guys watch the programming for Raw, SmackDown, hell, even NXT. They're not about a comedy act. They're not about laughter. They're about cinema. They're about, media, movie, everything. We see the audience on Raw, and we see celebrities. We see it all the time. I mean, for example, for the NBA playoffs, we saw the New York Knicks and, and the Pacers. They highlight those teams. We saw the player from the Indiana Pacers come on here. So they're all about image, and R-Truth and Carlito, they're clearly something of old. The comedy acts, they don't need them. R-Truth, let's keep it real. Let's keep it a buck. He's 52 years old. Carlito's in his, 40s. They're trying to go younger, not old. So people got to stop getting their emotions and feelings of why they got released or why it didn't work out. That's just how the business goes at the end of the day, guys. It's nothing personal, and people in the comments, y'all take stuff way too personal. And, the crazy part about this is, the silver lining is, it's not the end. There'll be some more cuts coming along. There'll be more people, contracts not renewed. It won't be just R-Truth and Carlito. Like I said, maybe your favorites, may not be your favorites, but that's just how it go, and you just got to get over it. I mean, they're going young. They had their runs. But other than that, though, you guys let me know what you think of R-Truth and Carlito out of WWE. Prove things have changed. You guys leave in the comment section below. How do you feel about these two no longer being with WWE with their contracts not being renewed? Check out the video below for Toss Ring Scandal, aka KDH. Until then, guys, you already know what it is at this point. It's OUT.